Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Meadowlands Speedway for the 9th race in Season 3 of the NRSL Aces Republic of Gamers Truck Series. Today and next week at Talladega are the last races for the trucks before the playoff field is set. Let's go through the point standings first. Austin Mendez is the points leader. Henry Sanford second in points. Jesse Turner third. Adam Flickinger fourth. Larry Hagan, 5th, Joshua Osborne, 6th, Colt Hudson, 7th, Tyler Markle, 8th, Donovan Cage, 9th, and James Ellison is 10th. However, we have 3 winners outside the top 10 in points that are in the top 25. They are Audra Baran-Auskus, 11th in points, Patrick Smith up to 14th in points after his win at Cape Cod, and Freddie Soto, who's fallen all the way down to 17th in points now since his win early in the season at Rockingham. So that means that Ellison, Cage, and Margle are currently outside the 10 playoff drivers, putting Hudson first one in. Now, something that should help those drivers is they know that if Joshua Osborne does not win today, there's a strong likelihood that he will not make the playoffs. He's only got 18 points over Donovan Cage right now. And with the amount of points you can gain in one race, Osborne's missing Talladega, so it could get crazy. As for Henry Sanford, he's got a pretty good bubble down to 11th, so he should theoretically still make it via points, but I'll have all the scenarios laid out for Talladega after today. Anyways, let's get to the starting lineup. The 2 drivers who are running full-time in Cup as well as trucks have finally gotten good starting position. Austin Alves, Seth Cole are on the front row here today. Tyler Markle and Alexander Rowe, former Cup drivers, in row 2. Emmanuel Hartnett returns to the 75. He's in row 3 with Lucas Catano. Row 4 is Joshua Osborne, who we mentioned has to win if he wants to be in the playoffs. He's got Jonathan Wong to his right. And in row 5 is Ace Rogers and Dylan Young. So with that said, let's go trackside for the command to fire engines here at Meadowlands. As you can see, this camera gives you a great angle down the back stretch off of turn 2. Turns 1 and 2 are the only back-to-back corners that are the same. As you'll see, turn 3, very different. Dog's coughing away over here. See, turn 3 should be interesting. It's going to be the hardest braking corner. Now, these trucks are running same downforce package as Cup is, which they haven't done that since Denver, which I don't even think trucks went to Denver, and they didn't. So the trucks did not use this package at Atlanta, but they are using it here today at Meadowlands, and they will also be using it at Texas for the finale. So this will be a good preview to see what we might expect from the trucks for the season finale in a few months. So Austin Alves, Seth Cole will lead them down to the start-finish line, which is at the end of pit road. Green flag is out. We are underway at Meadowlands. And there's the sign of a lift. But the top 3 on the bottom line clear Seth Cole. Get to see how much draft will come in here. Let's see how much they're going to slow down for turn 3. Wow, 127 miles an hour. So they're almost 3 wide behind them. All right, now Austin Alves leading the way as Emmanuel Hartnett, who's missed the last 2 races, is going to make a move on Markel for second. So even turns 1 and 2, we thought they might have been flat out. They're anything but. So tire wear is actually going to be a thing for the truck race today from the looks of it. Hartnett passing by Markel for second. Osborne right on the bumper in fourth. You can see draft will definitely allow drivers to close up on corner entry. Seth Cole 5th, Ace Rogers 6th, Charles Jackson's into the top 10 and 7th. Here's Austin Mendez up to 8th by row, and RJ Bishop's up to 10th. I feel like this could definitely be a race where we see Cup drivers benefit from the package there. They've run this a couple of times this season already. As Emmanuel Hartnett's going to make a move on Austin Alves for the lead. So I'm sure you're wondering why there's a 0 next to the mile per hour, because for whatever reason this track is labeled as 0.001 miles. Very, very strange how this works, but just ignore the top mile per hour, at least the differential from first to second and so on still works out right. But Hartnett to the race lead on lap 3. So we'll see now what happens now as Markel 3rd, Osborne up to 4th. Johnny Gardner in this race, he's up to 10th. Gardner has won here in the Cup Series. In fact, this was the track home to his 2nd career win, all the way back in 2017. So not a lot of rookies at the front of the field right now. I mean, Seth Cole and Austin Alves are rookies to the Truck Series, but they're not rookies to driving race cars in this league universe. Right now, pretty single file. Go back through the field a little bit. Colt Hudson doing good so far. He's in 12th. Ellison 16th. Ibrahimian passing by Adam Flickinger, who's falling backwards. Henry Sanford not having a good run so far. Same for Logan York. Freddie Soto doing bad again. Donovan Cage not doing well. Larry Hagan's not doing well. Patrick Smith's doing terrible. And even Jesse Turner, who's high on points, is doing bad. So that's what we're looking at right now, as Charles Jackson's making a move on Ace Rogers for 6th. Ace got draft, so we'll see what this does in turn 1. He'll clear him as Bishop makes a move on Mendez for 8th. And he'll take it. Gardner might be looking for 9th as well. Looks like Gardner will take the position away. Colt Hudson moving up for 10th. It looks like the top side is not a good line to be in. Cup race tomorrow is 75 laps. We'll probably see speeds of about 200 something going into turn 1 and turn 3. As you can see, we've got a bunch of people on each other's bumpers just trying to find somewhere to make a move. It was Osborne really checks up right there. That's gonna, Seth Cole was gonna go high. Now he's got Ace Rogers to his inside. Charles Jackson will creep up from the back. So Ace Rogers will move up to 5th place. Jackson likely to follow teammate into 6th. And even RJ Bishop might follow through for a position. So now Seth Cole on the backwards spiral. Hartnett and Al still lead the field. Markel and Osborne kind of starting to drift back. Let's take an onboard around the track with Charles Jackson. See, 175 into the corner. See, these turns are not banked that much, so 145 miles an hour. Accelerate very quickly here. They're already closing in on a second of fall off at that. See, about almost 125 through turn 3. And look at this front straightaway. Start-finish line kind of placed like Talladega. It's battle for third. Joshua Osborne looking for the position. We thought Osborne had the truck to beat at Cape Cod. That did not turn out to be true. I forget where he finished. I think he got second. And now it looks like Tyler Markle will be the one to fall backwards. We'll see if Osborne's able to close in on any distance between himself, Alves, and Hartnett. Ace Rogers follows through for fourth, Jackson fifth, Bishop sixth. Seth Cole is going to come back up with a huge run to seventh. So this is the pack that's broken away. Colt Hudson 10th, Mendez 11th, Garcia, Rowe, and Dylan Young, and then the huge gap back to Wong and others. Running in 36th is Jack James. Trying to remember, I'm pretty sure pit stops here is about 20 laps. This track is 2 miles long, like Michigan and Auto Club. Hartnett holding on strong. Now Hartnett did miss 2 races, so even if he wins today, he's going to need a really good run at Talladega to have a chance to make the playoffs, because he's 34th in points. So if he wins the race, it'll definitely help him out. Alves and Osborne still trailing. Osborne right there on the bumper. And he's got a bit of a run on Alves. Let's see if he makes a move into turn 1 here. There it is, a move for second place by Joshua Osborne. He's going to let Ace Rogers close up from 4th. So Alves was running in first for 2 laps, then he's been running in second for the next 12, and now he's going to fall more as RJ Bishop puts a move on Charles Jackson for a position. Seth Cole's going to make a move as well, as Mendez and the others have fallen back. Mendez passed Hudson back for 10th place. Now they've kind of lost draft range. So put Osborne up to second and Ace Rogers up to third. Ace has had a mediocre season in Cup for his rookie year. He's done, let's see, how has he done in trucks this year? 3 races and just the top 5 to show, but he did get a pole. His average finish is not terrible either. It's the 12th average finish with just the 1 top 5. So Ace showing speed this year in the few races he's run. This is his 4th start as he'll pass Osborne for second. Zach Rogers in 5 starts with no top 10s at all. So Ace Rogers moves into second place. RJ Bishop following through for third. Alves has settled out in 6th. Now we'll see if Ace has anything for Harnett. It sure looks like he does. Osborne will fall into line in 4th place. Markle and Gardner keeping up. Meanwhile, Rowe and the others not so lucky. Right now looking like a 9-truck race if this went green to the end. If Ace Rogers win, I think he'd be a solid candidate for driver with a win that will not make it because he's only got 12 less points than Hartnett, but at that, very, very far down. I mean, I guess if he won today, they'd let him run Talladega to see if he made it in. There is no rule about having to have a certain amount of starts to make the field for the playoffs. It's just you got to be top 25 in points. I mean, I think a lot of people figured, hey, if you don't make top 25 in points, I mean, well, a lot of people figured it would be difficult to make the top 25 in points on 5 starts or 6 starts. I mean, you have to be really super consistent. A lot of top 5s. I mean, that's where all the points can be gained, is another position higher into the top 5. Since Ace Rogers closed up, he has not gotten closer. He's kind of been drifting back. It's all about setting up the run on corner exit with a package like this. Fall off has reached almost 2 seconds for the drivers up front, as Markell and Gardner are falling back from 7th place Austin Alves. When will pit stops commence? Bishop running a bit of a higher line that didn't really work out for him. Alexander Rowe 5 seconds behind race leader Emmanuel Hartnett. You can see they're losing a half a second a lap. As it looks like we have our first driver on pit road. Patrick Smith comes in by himself. Now he was at the back of the field, so this should be a good strategy call for the 54 team. A lot of people, if they pit on a super bunched up pit road, they will lose a ton of time. No one from the top 8 is pitting yet, though. See if anyone else went down pit road. Doesn't look like it, so Smith pits by himself on lap 20. He'll come out in front of Alexander Rowe. So we'll see when these leaders decide to pit. Lap 21. If you can't make it on fuel, you can't make it on fuel. Oh, and here we go. Hartnett's going to pit from the lead. This was what I was expecting, something like this, because it's definitely, with a package like this, you spend, we saw it at Pick Stadium, if you're in the lead, you use up way more fuel than if you were in the back of the pack. Looks like Alexander Rowe pit with him as well, so those are the first two down pit road. I doubt if anyone tries to stretch this on one stop. I think we're going to see a two-stop race strategy like Boston. It's Bishop staying out. Okay, Ace Rogers, Seth Cole, Charles Jackson, Austin Alves. Now this could be the group that has a chance to win the race because they're all pitting together. So good amount of cars pit. Patrick Smith is actually coming out way behind Hartnett and Rowe, which is kind of to be expected. But he's definitely going to be falling in comparison to where everyone else comes out. So Bishop and Osborne stay out the longest. Now hopefully these drivers at least try and stretch their runs out fully to the end, and then they just take like a splash to a half a can of fuel. As you can see, Patrick Smith has so much more grip. Bishop and Osborne will pit here on lap 23. Delon Ibrahimian will come down. Donovan Cage, Dylan Young, Freddie Soto. Others on the long run strat. Lucas Catano stays out. And we have a caution. Oh my god. What do we have a caution for? Doesn't look like anyone wrecked to me. But Lucas Catano stays out. Oh, and he got railed by Jesse Turner. What in the world? Why did we get a caution flag? Something with the 88, perhaps? Looks like everyone will be on the lead lap. Except for a driver or so, perhaps. We'll see. RJ Bishop did hit the line in second. Now, let's see people who were on pit road. Now, this will be interesting. Bishop and Osborne have the freshest tires. Katana will pit. And I'm going to assume it was something with the 88 and the 6, so let's see what the heck happened. Alright, so it's been a long time since this has happened. But we got a phantom yellow, aka the game thought there was debris on the track. I looked back, and at the point the lights went on the pace card, there was no wrecks, no nothing, no wall contact, so it's just a complete. Someone threw their cooler onto the racetrack. Turner, Jack James, and Cage are laps down. No one's out of the race. Let's give you a top 10 rundown. Emmanuel Hartnett leads. Joshua Osborne is second. Delon Ibrahimian third. Alexander Rowe fourth. Audra Baranowskis fifth. Patrick Smith sixth. Logan York seventh. Matthew Brown eighth. Joe Jefferson ninth. And Colt Hudson is 10th. RJ Bishop is down to 13th for some reason. I believe people pit. I could be mistaken. Lucas Catano was the first to pit, and he's 24th. So anyone behind him, I think, pit. Again, I could be mistaken, but that appears to be the pit strategy. So we'll see what happens here, if these drivers can make it to the end, if they got to pit again. Hopefully there's not another phantom yellow, because I hate that crap. And Anyway, here we go. Green flag is out again. Might have a yellow for an actual incident since Jesse Turner is so slow. He really railed the back of Lucas Catano, trying to get back around the pace car. This is going to really bunch up the field back here. Looks like the top 9 will pull away. This will see what the different tire strategies that were occurring under green translate to here on this run. Hartnett will continue to lead for now. Delon Ibrahimian making a move on the lap car of Donovan Cage. Oh, what the heck? There's skid marks up there. So someone spun up there, but caution was called after they had spun. I'm going to assume that was between the 6 or the 88, but I mean, I went through the whole field. At the point the lights went on, everyone was straight. I just noticed those skid marks, though. No idea who spun it, but everyone's still running, so obviously wasn't a big wreck. Ibrahimian seems to maybe have the freshest tires on the track. He's given a very good chase to Osborne and Hartnett. Here comes Alexander Rowe, Baranauskas. We know Patrick Smith is on the oldest tires, as he runs in 6th. As we see drivers starting to pull away from the madness that is the slow truck of Jesse Turner. Now a lot of people might have pit up here. Some people up here have really old tires. Oh, and people are actually going down pit road. Peter Onjak just came down pit road. Oh, Ace Rogers, Charles Jackson, they pit, so it looks like people are making their last stops early. So that's interesting. So Ace Rogers, Charles Jackson already come back down the pit road. See if anyone else follows suit. Ibrahimian has made it up to 2nd. And he's got a huge run on Emmanuel Hartnett. Oh, Baranauskas makes a move on Osborne. So I'm surprisingly out of things to say. I mean, I guess I've been recording too much. Burnt out recording. So Ibrahimian takes the lead. Let's look at where he sits in the standings. He's 18th, and he was +8 from a run from Cape Cod. So bit of a hot streak going on for the 46 right now if he pulls off another good finish here today. So Jackson, Ace Rogers, Keith Rich, I think, has come down pit road again, as well as Peter Onjak. Everyone else was already a lap down. Not sure how much it matters if you don't have draft. Jackson's definitely slower. Not sure what kind of strategy he did. He's very slow. Ace Rogers, though, it looks like he did take tires, but he's got no draft support. So Ibrahimian still leads. Hartnett 2nd, falling back. Baranauskas trying to get 3rd from Osborne. 5th row. Smith is holding on in 6th pretty well. Logan York 7th, Jefferson 8th. 9th is Brown, and 10th is Hagan. How about Matthew Brown up here in the top 10? The worst full-time driver. He's 33rd in the points behind several drivers who are part-time, including Benjamin Ice, who has made half the starts, yet has 8 more points. That's because Ice has 3 top 5s and Brown has 0. And Brown has also finished at the back most of the season. So that's one of those things where it's like, dang, someone could run the whole 10 race regular season and still miss out on the playoffs. To someone who ran half the schedule. Brown holding on right there in 9th. Hagan is 10th. There's RJ Bishop in 11th. We know he was one of the last to pit on the green flag cycle. There's Onjack. He's just kind of stuck. And he pit. I don't even know if he took tires or not. Catano's up to 16th. Keith Rich, it looks like he's making ground. The field is very spread out. How about Austin Alves down to 28th after being in the top 10 earlier? Ibrahimian starting to gap Hartnett, but Hartnett's at the point where now he's getting a good amount of draft. How about Baran Oscus up to 3rd? Osborne's down to 5th. As we're going to be at 14 to go next time by. So this race is going by pretty fast. As far as what I've been paying attention to. I mean, 33 minutes isn't that fast. Baran Oscus really pulling up. So Baran Oscus perhaps looking for her 2nd win on the season. Only drivers to do that is Adam Flickinger and Henry Sanford, 2 rookies. So we could get our first veteran with 2 wins on the season here, depending how this all sorts out. Baran Oscus running a bit of a higher line. She got to Hartnett and didn't really know where to go. Osborne looking to the inside of Cage to try and just get by him. He's a lap down truck. And it looks like Patrick Smith's tires have finally showed their age. He's fallen to 8th. And others begin to creep up. RJ Bishop trying to pass onto the high side. He's in 11th, but that's not going to work at all here. Lucas Catano making moves. Remember, Catano pit under the yellow. If anyone's got a chance to make it to the end off that pit stop, it's him. We'll see what everyone starts doing. We're going to get to the point, I think, right around here at lap 38, 39, where we might see people start ducking down pit road. Matthew Brown's going to get a good run on Hagan through turn 4. Logan York looking for 5th from Osborne. As Baran Oscus to the inside of Hartnett will take 2nd place away. No one else has pit since the first few strategists pit super early on. Ace Rogers hasn't had any draft support. However, he is gaining about 2 to 3 tenths a lap. That's not a lot. But depending how much fuel and tires these other drivers take, it's going to really help him out. But if he pits again, it was all for nothing. Baran Oscus completed the pass on Hartnett. However, she hasn't really pulled away from him. She's trying to close in on Ibrahimian. Nothing really going right now. Osborne sticking around in 5th. As Patrick Smith now really falling back as Lucas Catano, Keith Rich on fresher tires. They're trying to make their way up through the field. See Catano now up to 15th. Let's just look at how much fresher his tires are compared to Patrick Smith. He'll take 14th place from him. On Jack, another lap truck that pit really early in the run. Marco making a move on Hagan for 9th. Don't think he made it in the right part of the corner though. Osborne still trying to pass the lap truck of Donovan Cage. I think he got him this time, yeah. So he finally got by that lap truck. 9 to go that time at the start-finish line. Baran-Oscar's closing in slowly but surely. No one else really showing the speed up front except for maybe Logan York, who's in 7th place. And remember, this truck barrel rolled down the front straightaway at Daytona. In a bad corner, he got tight. That's going to open the door for lap truck Jack James. York's trying to get one of those runs going through 4. Oh, he didn't really get the line he needed. He'll get the draft. How about Matthew Brown still running into the top 10 and 8th? So these trucks will catch Charles Jackson, who I don't know what happened to him. He was faster earlier. Ace Rogers up to 30th now. As Patrick Smith has come back down pit road for his last stop of the race. He took right sides only. And that's something to watch in regards to like Ace Rogers here, because if Smith gets out in front of you from pit road, you didn't make the right call pitting so early. It looks like in regards to the 54, Ace made the right call. As Jackson and the leaders will catch Jesse Turner, who's slow. None of the top 5 have pit just yet. Oh, and this is going to hold Ibrahimian up. It might just, though. Actually, no, it looks like normal corner speed for him. Now he's just holding in line. What's he doing? Ibrahimian's just going to hold in line behind Jesse Turner down the back straightaway, and that opens the door for Baran-Oscars to take the lead. I don't understand that strategy. Now Hartnett's looking for 2nd. Osborne's going to take 4th away from Alexander Rowe. And Ibrahimian, oh, he was going to squeeze, but he gets held up again. I don't know why he didn't just pass Turner on the back straightaway. He gave up the lead doing that, and now he's stuck. And what could have been a win just went out the window. Baran-Oscars to the lead, looking for what will be her 3rd career victory in the Truck Series. Now, I have not kept track of career Truck Series wins, but after this season, I'm definitely going to make a doc for it. We'll be hitting 5 to go this time by, and this is where we'll start to see if anyone has to pit for a little bit of fuel. And Baran-Oscars does. Osborne stays out. Hartnett and others coming down. Now, I do actually want to see what strategy they take, if I can get to them. So let's see what Baran-Oscars is doing. It looks like it's a fuel-only pit stop. Yes, indeed, fuel only for the 21. So now let's see where Ace Rogers is on the track. He's just getting into turn 3. And see, with his 4 old tires, he's running about the same laps as Patrick Smith. So we'll see what... Oh my God, are you kidding me? Another caution flag. That's going to end the race. Well, no, wait, they took it at 5 to go, so it's going to make it interesting. Well, time to figure out if there was another caution or not, because if it was another phantom caution, I'm never coming to this track again. There was a wreck, and I'm pretty sure there was a wreck last time too. I'm just so frustrated because I'm not seeing it. So Joe Jefferson's pitting here, and Seth Cole's trying to pass to the inside, and he's just going to destroy Jefferson. Danny Jones has nowhere to go. And then right there, Seth Cole's around into the outside wall, and the caution flag is out. And that is highly unfortunate. They raced back at 5 to go. We should theoretically have a one-lap shootout. Otherwise, the race will end in the caution. So this could get interesting. We'll see what happens. Let's take you back to either the end of the race or the restart. And Joshua Osborne's your leader. All right, we're not going green, but I actually decided it would be a good idea to bring the footage back right here because we know that a lot of these drivers are really going to be close on fuel. This could turn into an M&M Super Speedway finish where you've got drivers running out of fuel left and right. So Osborne is the leader now. Seth Cole did retire, so he will finish last today. So Osborne is the leader. There are 2 lap trucks between him and Larry Hagan, who's in second, and that could be the saving grace for Osborne to get the win as long as he doesn't run out of fuel. Colt Hudson's third, R.J. Bishop fourth, Gardner fifth, Dylan Young sixth, Markle seventh, Soto eighth, Catano ninth, Mendez is 10th. In regards to people we know who pit, Baran-Oscus is the highest in 16th. Ace Rogers, you can see with his older tires, is back up to 22nd. So, I mean, this is all going to come down to if people run out of fuel. Now, you're still in second gear here under pacing. So, 52, 50 RPMs or something like that. You're saving a little bit of fuel. But for a truck that pit at, I want to say, lap 23 or 22, like he's stretching it right now. The biggest thing here is that he's leading on the restart. He's going to be using the most fuel out of anybody. However, if we do not get the lights off this time coming, he could be safe. And Osborne might just luck his way into a win here because of a wreck that happened for people trying to get on pit road, which honestly is not uncommon for this track. So, I mean, it's probably going to happen 3 times tomorrow in the Cup race. The Cup race is 75 laps, so everyone should have to pit 3 times. So I would not be surprised if I see it in the Cup race tomorrow. Here is the moment of truth. Almost thought Osborne was taking the arc for pit road, but he didn't. No one's taking the arc for pit road, so everyone's going to try and stretch this thing out. Here's the moment of truth, though. Do these lights go off? Drum roll. Oh, 1 lap shootout. Yeah, we're going to have a 1 lap shootout. All right. So as we know, Osborne's got a pretty good advantage right here because he's got 2 lap down trucks between him and Larry Hagan. Now Hagan sits 5th in points. Now, I mean, he's one of the best to make it in on points right now. But getting that win would definitely help. I mean, it's 5 bonus points per win. And if you advance to the second round, you keep those bonus points. And if you won one of the 2 races in the round, you get another 5 bonus points. Bonus points do not count in the final round. The final round, everyone's evened out. So, anyways, this is going to be interesting. It's been a long time since I've had a 1 lap shootout at a big racetrack. So I think it's going to be interesting to see. Everyone's on older tires, so you're really going to have to try and set yourself up down the back straightaway or right here on the start. Because it's just going to be so difficult to get a good amount of momentum with worn tires. We'll see if anyone who has fresher tires has a good advantage here. But here we go. Off of turn 4, we're coming to the green-white flag. One thing Osborne will not want to see is if these lap trucks get to his inside. Green flag is out. We're underway. Hagan makes a move to the inside of Jack James. Everyone's making moves. I think Osborne's out of gas. And coming up the inside line is Johnny Gardner. I had a feeling Osborne's out of fuel. Everyone's running out of fuel. It's just like M&M's. Gardner, Colt Hudson battling for the lead. Hudson went wide. And Hudson's running out of fuel. Gardner's going to pit. Who stays out? Lap trucks everywhere. Are you kidding me? Logan York passed Baran-Oscus. Is this for the win? That was for the win! Oh my gosh! He restarted in 26th place and beat Baran-Oscus for his first career win, and there's a caution. Of course there's a caution. My goodness. Oh man, look at the rest of this top 10. Alexander Rowe in 3rd. James Ellison got up to 4th. Hartnett 5th. Patrick Smith, Ibrahimian. Ace Rogers got 8th. I mean, I kind of saw that coming. Joe Jefferson 9th. And Jacob Dunn got 10th. Wow. We're going to have to take a look at this replay after I get the export and whatnot, because that was insane. He went from 26th to 1st in a lap. Results aren't even official yet because people are running out of fuel. People have run out of fuel. They're not hitting the line. Adam Flickinger has retired with no fuel. Now the results are all official. And Joshua Osborne will most likely not make the playoffs now because of this. And I knew it was coming. I had a feeling it was going to be pretty crazy. My gosh, what a finish. So, Logan York, your race winner from the Meadowlands. He has basically secured Chase Berth. I mean, where was he coming in on points? 19th. Okay, so he's got to be careful at Talladega. But so let's take a look at this last lap restart from the viewpoint of the 33. All right, here it is. White flag restart from Logan York. He restarted in 26th place. See, oh, they started slowing up right on the start for him. Look at all the trucks he's passing right there. Baran-Oscus is right behind him. See Wong slowing up. Look at all the trucks running out of gas. See Baran-Oscus has cleared him. Wow, look at that move to the inside of 2 trucks. Look at that. That's insane. There's Baran-Oscus. Oh, right there. That's what hurt her. Everyone came to pit road down in front of him. And that's how Logan York won this race. That's unreal. That was unreal. Like that's insane. That makes me think back to our other insane finish where Nico Tringali in about, I think, 8 laps went from around the same position on 4 fresh tires, caught the race leader, and got him for the win in the last corner, but that was done in 1 lap because everyone was running out of fuel. Thanks for tuning in here for the truck race. The Cup race is 75 laps long. I don't think we're going to have a finish like that. If we do, that would be pretty insane. But that's it here from the Meadowlands for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for the Cup race.